Buongiorno everyone, welcome to the Magpie Channel TV podcast. We are here for our Premier League predictions. It's the big one. You know the new season is around the corner and we're here to do it as old meets new. Yeah. How do you think about that, people? Let's get straight into that. First of all, for those that are listening on audio, Keg is wearing the original 95-96 away kit and I am wearing the brand new 24-25 away kit. So we've lined them up nicely together there. Obvious differences by taking the mic away. Grandad collar. Yeah. Brown ale, much better sponsor.
Button down Grandad collar, yeah.
What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. Which one's better?
Adidas writing logo.
Yeah, I think they should have maybe brought that back for this one.
Nah.
I
mean,
modern classic. Change it up.
Nah,
Remake.
the old like 80s one. To be fair, I've never seen that one in a while. I think they've binned the writing one. But it's like the 80s logo where the special clubs have on their away kits. The elite clubs, Man United, Juventus, Real Madrid. I think one of that. I can't remember who the other one is. But
Bayern Munich, Juventus,
Bayern Munich,
Real Madrid, Arsenal, Man U.
Never mind. We might get ours when we become elite. But anyway.
Win a few Champions Leagues and we can get some long sleeves and the retro badge. Tree-file logo. That'd be nice. But I've already did a video on this away kit, so check it out on the channel if you haven't seen it already. But Keg, what are your impressions of it since you're wearing the old one?
Yeah, very nice.
The new one.
I like it.
Material's really nice, mate.
Yeah.
Done well with that. Good quality.
Nice.
Way better than that Puma one that we had a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I bought that one, actually. But yeah, it was a bit oversized, wasn't it? It wasn't like a very good fit for me. It was a bit loose. Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of that one. I mean, it looked nice. I liked the gold aspect on that one as well. But yeah, this one's tidy. There's a little bit of change to the Adidas logo now because they haven't got like the writing under it. So the Adidas logo is a little bit newer than what it was. But yeah, round neck. What was that? Round.
If you're not eating Newcastle summer, innit? Hot 1 minute. Go next.
White round neck, white badge as well. It's got the white badge, like the
white badge.
Yeah. But it matches as well. So you got like the white Adidas logo, the white Sela logo. It's not like the one that we had in about 2018 where it was all gold, but then you had like the white printing on the back, which made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one's got white printing on it. So it's all the same. Like you got the white logo, Sela, club, Adidas, white neck, white stripes, white printing. It all matches. It's all lovely.
It is quite lovely. I'm a fan of it. Let's shimmy along a bit, Ken, because we look a bit lost a little bit there. But I really like the away kit. I think Adidas have smashed it. I think they've smashed all three kits, to be fair, especially this one and the white and green one, the third one.
Yeah, big fan of that, like the old retro style. They're all like homage to like different ones now, because even the home one's like the 2001 one, isn't it? So they're all like kind of new takes on Adidas classics. Yeah, like this one particularly, being a make of this one, probably the best era of the three, like 95, 96. Fantastic era.
Fantastic.
I've seen some great moments in this shirt with Ginola, who I've actually got on the back.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the third one, the white one, was from 99, 2000, wasn't it? Bobby Robson era. Very nice, but I can't even remember what we've done that season. We didn't finish top 4 that season, I don't
Which one was that?
I did with the 99, 2000 one with the white and green away shirt.
I should know this after Shea's book. I can't remember either.
Then I suppose 2001 was a decent era, wasn't it? Like with them, well, that must have been a top 4 season under Bobby Robson. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back and remember my history.
I remember what happened this morning. I'm getting the shit. Can do the nap. I'm shattered. I'm boiling.
But yeah, I like them all. I like them all. Yeah, I think maybe the white one might be my favorite because we haven't really seen anything like that. Like I said, we've seen this one recently, like 6 years ago, 2018, I think it was, the 18-19 season. So we've had a remake of this recently. This one's better, granted. And the home one's like kind of like the 2001 home shirt. So yeah, they're all good. Like Adidas have absolutely smashed it out of the park. I love every single one of them. Good job.
And what they did smash out of the park was that video.
Oh,
my days.
Lovely.
The kit
great stuff.
Video, the kit, launch video, shall I say, that they put out this morning is incredible.
Yeah.
The best ever.
Yeah, fantastic.
What do you mean, bias, hands down?
The home one was good. I thought that was hard to beat. But yeah, just bringing everyone back. Because who did we have really in the home one? It was all like the current players, really, wasn't it? Yeah, I think she ran most of the current players. I can't remember. Sure, yeah, Rob Lee, Shea Given, Lee Clark, Steve Watson, yeah, on the trains, yeah.
Shea.
Nobby on the trumpet.
Lovely.
Then you went back and seen Shah and some of the girls and Joe Linton on the train in the posh carriage.
Yeah.
Of course, flashy bastards. Sean Longstaff on holiday.
First class. Longstaff on the beach, yeah. In his Joe Linton shirt.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah. So good, wasn't it?
Really good.
Absolutely.
The only thing that I think you mentioned on your video this morning, like why did they put that out at 8 o'clock this morning?
I know.
With the kit being released at 9?
I know.
Why couldn't they put that out like last week or a couple of days ago at least anyway? Like build the hype. Because until really last night, which I think it was Adidas put the official pictures out. Like,
yeah,
it was like the home shirt. We hadn't seen it until it was released. Like, build momentum. Like, get people excited about it. Like, get the queues at the door. Because again, like, I don't think the queue was very big today. Was it? You were there?
No, it was with 10, 15 people there.
Same as like the third kit, like as opposed to the home one where it was a bloody mile down the road. Like, yeah, I think they need to put the pictures out earlier. Like, get some momentum. Like that video that could have gone out on. Maybe say Friday, before the Sela Cup game. Put that out on Friday before the Sela Cup. You've got over the weekend to look forward to it. Like, yeah, why did it go out 1 hour before?
I know, it's mad. I don't know why they come.
Yeah, that's one kind of criticism I've got of Adidas. Or I don't know if it's Adidas or the club, whoever puts the video out. It's probably the club, to be fair. It's actually probably got nothing to do with Adidas. It'll be the club that put the release out. Like, yeah, get fans excited.
No.
Put it out a few days early. Mental.
That's what I need to do in the future, because even last year there was more queues for the kids then, to be fair.
Yeah, there was.
There was a bit of a Champions League buzz, obviously, but apart from the home one this year, there was big queues for the away in third last year as well. Connor's asking there, have you seen Palace's owner talking about Guehi, superstar money? We have. We will touch on that
we will get into that
very soon as we make our way down the topics. But shout out everyone that's saying afternoon, all that sort of stuff in the comments. Toon fan there making a start today, Matty. Thank you for letting me get a picture with you. No worries, my pleasure. Let's jump into the Sela Cup then, Keg, because this top probably should have came out for the Sela Cup, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Could have sold more of that weekend. However, on the Sela Cup, it was absolutely chocker. The club shop, that pop-up one, was so busy, the queues before the game, I couldn't believe it. People must be missing kickoffs, getting the new tops. I suppose they had the home one there and the third one, and loads of people are wearing the white and green one in the stadium.
Yeah.
But the Sela Cup, Keg, champions again, back-to-back wins, back-to-back trophies. You know what I mean? Missed Jacob Murphy, didn't we? Go mad on the celebrations. Trip, I kind of didn't want to be there. Bruno was still loving it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll get into the games, but I've got a criticism of this year's Sela Cup in the fact that it made no fucking sense. Like, it didn't make, like, how did we win it? Like,
it's just on that one game.
But that doesn't make sense, because last year there was one more team and there was more games. I actually had a look at that this morning, so I've actually done me research about this. Let's have a little look at it. So,
have a look, will you?
Last year on the Saturday, Nice and Villarreal kicked off the Sela Cup. So we didn't play in all of the games. Then we played Fiorentina, and then it was the women's game. Then on the Sunday, Fiorentina and Nice played. We played Villarreal. So we didn't play Nice. So there was 4 teams in it. And we had the thing where they had points, goals added points to make it a bit more competitive, because it's only like over a weekend.
Right.
But yeah, Brest and Girona didn't play each other. No. So we played 2 games. They only played 1. They didn't play each other. So how did we win? It was just
the Girona game was essentially.
It was just so
not a cup game, I suppose. Like, people were saying that.
What if we lost one of them?
Yeah.
Would we still have won?
Still have won. All comes down to the final.
It made no sense why we actually had a trophy for that. Like, we didn't win nothing. I know we won 2 games, and that's probably how we won. But it was a bit of an unfair bias, really, to Brest and Girona. Like, what if they won games against each other? Like, I don't know. It was a bit stupid. But anyway, that's
smashed them both anyway.
Whatever.
Girona.
Yeah, Girona. That was the most impressive one, because they're a good team. Like, for
really
them,
good team.
Finished third in the league. I think about 2/3 of the season in, like, they were top of the league. Like, everyone thought they were going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And even just to finish third behind Real and Barca, fucking hell, for a team like Girona, if it was like Atletico Madrid or a good team from history, like Valencia or something like that, then you'd like, all right, fair enough. Like, but Girona came out absolutely nowhere. I know they've got a bit of money and they've made some good signs and stuff, but yeah, for them to be top of the league for like 2/3 of the season and still end up finishing third in a Champions League place, Jesus Christ. Some team, man. Yeah, a really good team. And then absolutely wiping the floor 4-0 with them. Base.
It was a good start. Good start in that game, dominant at half-time. And then it kind of fizzled out. But then on the Saturday, Keg, we're seeing Big Willie Asula.
Big Willie.
Yeah, his debut. Looked decent, didn't he? Scored.
Did.
Judged offside. Harsh shot, really.
I mean, I don't think they had VAR, did they? It was obviously pre-season friendly. It's not.
Just give it then.
It's not
the striker.
It's not a deep. To be fair, like I seen it, like obviously from the angle, like the TV angle that they showed, like online. They didn't really get like the proper like VAR, like inline angle. But from the angle that was shown, like I thought it was onside.
It wasn't a good angle to show.
It wasn't a very good angle. Yeah, it was difficult to judge. But yeah, I thought it was onside. Either way, it was very, very close. But yeah, no, I took it really, really well. But like if the Henry, the instep, like inside of his foot, yeah, very nice goal. That's a taste of things to come. Like we sat here 6 days ago because it was last Wednesday. We're a little bit critical of him. His stats, like not very many goals in I think 28 games. I think it was for Sheffield United.
Got 1-1 for Newcastle. Imagine that.
Yeah, yeah, not a good start. And he took one early on. Like I think he snapped it a little bit down the right hand side. Like it was going away from him. I think. Like I didn't really think he had time to like really take a touch, but he snapped at it towards the near post. Relatively easy save for Gazzaniga. There was someone towards the left by the back post. Like he maybe could have crossed or maybe could have took a touch, maybe showed a bit more composure. Snapped at it, got it on target at least though. I think maybe did he? Might have.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, on target. So yeah, no, decent little debut run out for him only being there for what 2-3 days. If that. But it must have only been. It was the Thursday it was announced, wasn't it? Because we were sat here on the Wednesday saying when the fuck is it going to be announced?
Oh, it was Wednesday.
So yeah, so Thursday he was announced. Saturday plays, and yeah, not a bad little run out for only two days being here. Yeah.
It's what I said last week as well, where we talk about Rondon and stuff. Other strikers that have risen in the Newcastle shirt. A lot of people and made shrinking it with the pressure, but some people rise to it.
Yeah.
And Rondon was an example, and I think Sela looked like he did that as well. You could see he wanted to prove a point.
And he's got
doubters.
Yeah, and he's got a point to prove. Not necessarily doubters if he pays attention to online bollocks. I don't know, but like. He knows he's going to be coming here pretty much third string. Like, you're not going to start ahead of Isaac. You'll get game time if Wilson's injured. If Wilson's fit, you're going to be sitting third string. So when you get an opportunity, and like this preseason, any cup games, Carabao, whatever, if you get an opportunity, grab it with both hands. Show Eddie Howe what you're about every single day in training. But when you're in front of the fans who have been critical, like I said, we had our kind of mixed opinions last week. Yeah, prove us all wrong. Like, do what you can whenever you get an opportunity. Fucking show what you can do, because like you'll get time especially with Wilson's injury.
Their injuries, you will,
especially with injury, and Isaac's injury history isn't very clean either. So there's minutes for you to be had, son. So yeah, get yourself in there, show what you can do, get shots on target at the very, very least. Not like Joe Linton when he came as well, number 9. Like some people rise to it, some people shrink, and Joe Linton just could not live up to his expectations as a striker. Obviously, I know things have changed now, but when he first came in. Obviously, he wasn't a striker, but he was fucking hopeless. But yeah, like Sula, quick little run out. Yeah. And looked really well, yeah.
Certainly did. Didn't do himself any just on the weekend there. Sets him up nicely for what is most likely another appearance on Saturday, potentially off the bench against Southampton, which we'll get into at the end of the podcast. Standout players then for you, Kega. Put a couple down to everyone. Is bigging up, first of all, young Sanusi.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing him, like Trevor Sanusi. Had a pretty one of the key players of pre-season, really. Like, that's what pre-season's all about for me. Like, I couldn't really give a shit about winning and losing. Like, we lost to one of the Japanese teams, didn't we? Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I know a lot of people go into, like, panic stations when we lose, and we got smashed in one of the Australia post-season friendly games, didn't we? Yeah, everyone's kicking off, losing that shit. Like, for me, it's about, like Garan Koalas, we didn't really see much of him this pre-season, like a little bit of him, like we're seeing him in the postseason. But yeah, like Sanusi, like kind of went under the radar a little bit. I heard murmurs of him last season. Like, he's a decent player, but when he got this opportunity in pre-season, he's looked mint, like a little like some Maximin, like someone with just bags of pace, creativity, getting the ball into the final thirds, not like going backwards. He's not boring. A couple of like nice little through balls and stuff, like opening up the play, getting it, like look really, really sharp. Like some Maximin end product maybe worked on a little bit, but hey, he's 17 years old.
Exactly.
Relax. Like he's here with Eddie Howe. Like Eddie Howe, like if you can get him into the first team, get some minutes around him. I'd love it. We'll probably get onto the right wing position a little bit further on, but that's one thing that I'd maybe like to see from him is if he can transition over to the right, because currently that's a position of need. And if he's going to get minutes, particularly if Almiron goes, which, like I said, we'll get into later on, we need a right winger. And if he can adapt to that right wing position, which is a 17-year-old under someone like Eddie Howe, I'm sure he can do. It's not that deep, but our best wingers, Gordon and Barnes, are both left wingers. So you've got a challenge there, getting minutes. Like, yeah, you're going to be down in the pecking order, really. I think right wing's a better position for you to get minutes. So if you can adapt to getting over there, then yeah, I think you can definitely get some first team minutes in the league this season.
Because Eddie Howe was asked, could he potentially go out on loan? And he said no, he wants to keep me on.
He said that with Miley last year,
yeah.
Look how that panned out. Yeah.
Well, exactly.
It would have been a disaster for Miley last season.
God, imagine stuck out there for 12 months with knee midfielders. So yeah, Sanusi, listen, looks like a talent. Yeah. Plenty of work to be done on him, like you said, mainly.
He's raw, very raw, but 17 years old, yeah.
But you're right, I do like that about him, where he is direct. His first thing in his mind is to take players
forward,
on.
Yeah. Them through balls.
Bit of tricks, bit of skills.
Some of his forward passing was really nice.
So it looks like it could be a decent acquisition there from Birmingham City, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sanusi in the black and white. And then speaking of Miley, what about his brother, Jamie?
Yeah.
He started quite a few games in pre-season, obviously.
Most of them, really. He's had a fair few minutes, eh?
Nowadays, he looked quite settled, looked quite composed, looked all right to the job.
He's the older Miley and all. So, did Lewis turn 18 this summer? So I don't know what Jamie is. He must be about 20, isn't he?
Jamie's in his 20s, huh?
Yeah, so bit of a late bloomer, really. Must be a little bit embarrassing that your 17-year-old brother's getting in the first few minutes and you're not.
Might have Sean for a bit, though, didn't he?
Well, he did, yeah. But at least Sean came through first.
Yeah,
that's true. The thing. Yeah, you the younger brother, your 17-year-old younger brother, got 30 minutes before you did. I'd be fucking raging. I'd be giving him nuggies and swirlies and all sorts. Nipple cripples. I'd be fucking raging. But no, he's a bit of a later bloomer. But yeah, like you say, look, really composed. Like, if it was Lewis Miley, you wouldn't have really thought any different, because like someone with a bit more experience. I know he's younger, but someone who played a big impact and showed that composure as a 17-year-old coming through, playing Champions League games up against your Chelsea's and Man United in your first handful of appearances, PSG in the Champions League away, like showed mad composure for a kid. And if you took the J off his shirt and put an L on, like you wouldn't have noticed the difference. Like he's got the same kind of composure, smart on the ball, nice forward passing. Like he's a cool character. Yeah, I like him. So he's another option getting into the first team. Like with Lewis Miley, if he'd have went out on loan last season, would be fucked. Like if it's the same kind of situation this year, where for the exact same reason why Jamie's played so much, because Lewis is injured and Tonali's still out. Like if touch wood, that same kind of thing happens again next year, where players are injured, there's another one that can step up quite easily, just as Lewis did last year. So
yeah, this is hopefully reliable and not going to put a foot wrong type of thing. And the last one I want to touch on is obviously one of the signings this summer that isn't a goalkeeper and that might get a game in the first 11.
Big money signing.
Big money signing on a free, like Kelly.
Yeah.
He started, he looked good, Some nice diagonal passes.
It was for the Barnes goal, that over the top pass. But yeah, that was a really nice pass. That you love to say that, because Shaw's got that in his locker. And you've seen that from Botman as well. They're both like forward passing players, like really good long ball passing players. Lloyd Kelly, like we've seen that, because we know he can play on the wing and all. He's got good crossing ability when he plays left back. But yeah, he's good on the ball, good at passing, and you like that, because it's very modern day, isn't it? Like he's cool on the ball, can pass the ball forward, long range, direct. Love to say that. I think a lot of people didn't really know what we were getting in Lloyd Kelly, even though he's been playing the Premier League for years. Like, I think we should have known, really. But that's what he's been doing for the past few years at Bournemouth. Like he is a very good ball playing centre back, versatile, left-footed centre back, left back, whatever you want to do with him. Understands Eddie Howe, like they know each other from their time together. So yeah, for me, he's a really shrewd signing for a free. Like, I don't really think you can go wrong with him. You'll be depth, like especially when Botman comes back and he got burned there, and even at left back, he's not going to get a starting place ahead of Hall. Even Burn can play over there as well. So yeah, I don't see starting 11 potential in him unless cup games, injury, suspension, that kind of thing. But wherever he goes, versatile option. He's impressed so far, yeah. So, yeah, brilliant depth piece, as we said originally. Like, a lot of people are slagging off the signing. It's fucking free. Get over it. But, yeah, I think he's a really good squad player, versatile, so he can have a good impact when and however we use him.
And that pass to Barnes, 4 Barnes' goal. Mm-hmm. And I've got a note here, saying it is a big season for Harvey Barnes, isn't it? Listen, he signed for big money last summer. Yeah. We obviously know he had that freak injury that kept him out for quite some time. And, Anthony Gordon's form, he might find it hard unless obviously Gordon goes to the right or minutes. He is going to have to take his chance when it comes. How do you see his season lineup for Newcastle?
Yeah, you're right. As I mentioned, Sanusi before, can he adapt to the right wing? Like, we're seeing that a little bit last season. Both Barnes and Gordon spent a little bit of time on the right wing. And I'd love to see it either way, to be honest with you. I don't really care which way it goes. But I'd probably maybe rather say Barnes on the right, because I think Gordon's probably the better of the two players. So you'd rather have him in his better position. So I think if Barnes played, if that was your front three, Barnes, Isaac, and Gordon, I think that'd be class. But yeah, if he's back up or right wing, left wing with Gordon on the right, whatever, he's a cracking player. And we've seen that for Leicester. We've seen that in Spurs last season. As you say, he had a big freak injury, kept him out for way longer than we anticipated him to stay out for. But even when he came back, was it the West Ham game, the comeback against West Ham? I think that was his first game back. Yeah, 2 goals. He was absolutely class. Showed it a couple more times later on in the season, just as he was kind of getting back into fitness. Like, he's a cracking player. And yeah, if he can have like a fully fit season, he can be like a new signing forward. However you use him, whether it's as a impact sub, which I think he will be. I think he probably will play the backup role to Gordon. But yeah, in rotation, cup games and stuff, like, take the pressure off of Gordon in lesser important games, then yeah, he can have a really big impact. And whether that's from the starting 11 or on the bench, he's got that in the locker to make an impact however Eddie Howe sees fit.
Quality player to have as an extra option off the bench, and something different across the season. So I look forward to seeing hopefully some more goals from Harvey Barnes next year, because that 40 million price tag last season, we haven't quite seen it yet. But I do really rate Barnes, so I back
people questioned it and all, to be fair. Like, everyone thought it was a lot of money for him. I don't think people saw that true value in him. Like, for me, it wasn't that unrealistic, because, like, especially after
goal scoring assist rate was really
especially
good,
after the selling of Saint-Maximin. When you put their stats together, it was fucking chalk and cheese. Like, compared to goals and assists from Barnes to Saint-Maximin, Barnes was miles better in terms of end product. That was always Maxi's downfall, which hopefully Sanusi doesn't rub off on, as I mentioned before. But yeah, he can score and he can assist. Like, he's a top player. Like, he should be starting 11, but because we've got Gordon there, that's what's making it difficult. That's why he probably should be sitting at Eddie Howe. Like, can I get some reps in practice playing right wing? Can I like learn that position a bit better? Like, can someone like kind of teach us how to do it? Because we might sell Almiron, and if we don't sign anyone to replace him, he could be that guy. Like, you don't have to back up Gordon. Get us on the fucking starting 11, mate. Play right wing.
Yeah, options are there. Right then, on the Sela Cup as well, obviously the women's won that as well.
Yeah, of course they did.
Beat AC Milan on penalties. So that was good. Some great goals in that game as well. We've seen plenty of the new signings, 7 or 8 of them. Obviously, Striker scored as well there, didn't she? And impressed. And then in the press conference afterwards, Coach Becky Langley said they are aiming to do what no one else has ever done before and get back-to-back promotions. That'd be impressive, wouldn't it? Hopefully you get that happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been the long-term vision anyway. That's what Mandy said. That's always been her goal, to get into the, what's it called? WSL?
WSL, Women's Super League.
That's the one, I was getting my acronyms mixed up there.
Getting the Women's Champions League as well.
Right? Yeah, but yeah, that's absolutely class. Like, when the takeover happened, we're in the 4th tier of women's football. So now we're up to the 2nd after back-to-back promotions. But I think we can. Like, I might be a bit mental, like, but you look at some of the teams in the league, and there's some decent teams in the league. But I don't know how many teams go up. I don't really know the pyramid.
Is it just one?
If it's 1 or 2, like, I feel like we've got the capability to finish in the top 3. However, that kind of plays out. So, like, yeah, I think we can do it. We've made some really good signs. Like, the left back, she started with the captaincy, got the captain's armband, experience, quality, cups. The left back, whose name I can't remember now. Hopefully you do, because I don't. But from Man City, won the Euros, the Lioness. Lioness's Euros hero, won shit tons with Man City. Like, leadership, quality, experience. Like, that's a fucking coup, that. Like, that's a major signing, that. Like, so yeah, we've beefed it up, as we knew we had to. Goalkeeper potential replacement as well. So yeah, we've done some good stuff in the women's signatures, beefing up that squad to go for the back-to-back-to-back.
And now we're talking to the men's to beef their squad up. More on Marc Guehi today, as Palace chairman and co-owner Steve Parish did an interview with Sky Sports. Keg came out with some big claims that no one is anywhere near reaching his valuation at the moment. If they want a superstar, they have to pay superstar money. Guehi is a generational talent, and we'd love to keep him. So that's some big statements there. Generational talent, Marc Guehi. He's up there, isn't he? Messi, Ronaldo, Marc Guehi.
generational talent things are maybe a bit of an overstatement.
Just a little bit, I think.
Yeah. But for me, you don't like to hear that, and it makes you shit yourself a little bit because we're thinking that it's going to get done. The third bid's going in, but I think it's a bit of a smokescreen. Like, how many times in the past have we heard owners or managers or something come out and say, like, oh, they're not for sale, they're a big part of the plans, and then like 24 hours later they're gone.
Exactly.
Like, who was it? Someone's was it Marseille? I think the Marseille owners, the expert at doing that. As soon as there's interest from one of their players, you'd be like, yeah, they're not for sale, like. Anyway, we're not going to sell them. Then 24 hours later, they're gone. Like,
there's an extra 10 million to talk though.
Yeah, I think that's a smokescreen, really. Obviously, you're gonna say that, and I think that's going to kind of, it's maybe tactical as well. It's maybe kind of like the Mourinho tactics, like kind of play it down. Like, no one's close. Like, no one's near our valuation. So it's kind of like a, come on, like a bring it on, like give her the money, like don't fuck around. Because I think we have, to be fair, because I think their valuation is 65 million, and our second bid was rumored to be 50. It feels like we're fucking around. Like, they're not gonna accept that. Like, and it's potentially structured as well. Don't know what the add-ons are gonna be. I know this deal's gonna have to be structured with add-ons, but we need to make it worth their while. And we're gonna try and not pay 65 million if we possibly can. But 50 million is a bit of a piss take, really. I think they're not going to accept that, especially with what Steve Parish has literally just said. Like, he's a generational talent, and the hope that keeps him for long. But yeah, I think it'll get done. I would love to think it's going to get done by Saturday.
Nice.
I obviously don't think it'll be in the starting lineup. I think if it gets done, it'll be maybe Thursday, Friday. So too early to get him in, probably in the squad, if anything. Like, he'll definitely not start in 11. Be lucky to make the bench. But yeah, hopefully it's done within the next week or two, even, because how long is the transfer window? Is it 2 weeks?
3 weeks left.
3 weeks, is it? So yeah, within
certainly
within the next 2 weeks. I don't want it to go down to the last day. I can't be asked with this saga, deadline day, panicking. Like, just get it done. Make sure he's in for next weekend, second game. Just make sure he's there for that game, and whatever happens. But yeah, I feel like that statement from Parish is a little bit of a smokescreen and a kind of bit of like a come get him, like take it seriously. Yeah. Come get him type
Pay
thing.
the extra.
Yeah.
He's not going on the cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think it will take about 55, 60 with even potential add-ons, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm still confident in that. That was a bit of a stumbling block, and it's put people off. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, just move on now. Go on to another target." They're asking for too much. It's just all dragging on now. It's taking the mick. But even after those comments, I'm still confident that we will get Marc Guehi.
Me too.
I do still think it'll probably be this week.
At first, I shit myself a little bit. It
was like, oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh Christ, they're going to play hardball here. They're not going to sell him. But then I thought, like, nah, I feel like it is a smokescreen. Like, I think he's chatting waffle here. Like, so
it's with the other defender being linked away as well, isn't he? Anderson to Fulham. So it's like, are they going to sell both the defenders this window? Like, Fulham had a 20 million bid rejected for him.
We were interested in him a year or two ago, weren't we? Like, he's a decent player, to be fair. But yeah, I don't think they'll sell both of them. And I don't know, would you rather sell your better player for 65 million or your second best centre-back for 20 million?
Yeah.
Like, would you rather just cash in, get the big bucks?
Plus, he's a bit older anyways, isn't he? I don't think he's that old, is he still in his 20s?
I think he's late 20s, yeah. I'm not too sure, but yeah. But yeah, it's a difficult situation for Palace. Obviously, you don't want to sell your big players. Might be getting both of Zaha back.
I know, that's mad, that. Went well from there in Turkey, has it? So it could be going there, and obviously
shocked that. Who would have thought leaving the Premier League to Turkey wouldn't have done that well for you? But anyway,
they've got the Elysee money to spend. I think Zaha, right wing.
I think Zaha, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
What we're doing, get him in.
I said that a couple of years ago. Like, I've always been a fan of Zaha. I think it's class.
I get Zaha in. Yeah. There we go. There's the right wing solved. Then we'll just take the captain as well. Take their two legends. Take their two generation talents.
Imagine if we got Zaha and Guehi.
Just absolutely hate us. And worst of all, we're kind of copied off the colours at the minute now. So, who could be going out then is obviously Miggy Almiron. Last night I did a video on that. Charlotte have put in a bid which meant we were rejected for about 8-9 million. Newcastle are holding out for 20 million. Very unlikely that Charlotte will have the funds to pay that, since I think their record signing is about 5-6 million, isn't it? They don't have loads of money to spend. Funny enough, Keg, you're heading over to Charlotte next month.
I am, 30 days
USA
time.
Tour.
Yeah.
Who else you seen when you were over there? You used to play for Newcastle?
Oh, yeah. So I was looking into things to do while I'm in Charlotte.
Because you might escape Newcastle to get rid of Almiron's crap football. And there you are.
I might end up seeing Almiron while I'm there.
There you go.
But yeah, I was looking around at some of like the local like sports things to do because I've heard like the minor league stuff, like baseball, hockey, that kind of thing. Like the atmosphere is class. And I was having a look at some like the local like soccer teams.
Soccer ball.
Obviously, I know they've got Charlotte FC, but they have got like different like kind of tiers in America. It's different to us as in like because obviously they don't have the relegation promotion thing.
That's crap, that, isn't it?
So I found out that there's a third tier football team, soccer team called Charlotte Independence. So yeah, in terms of tiers, like it's kind of solidified. I think it's just in terms of like the quality, really. So that class is a tier 3 US football team.
God, that quality must be absolutely
called
lifting.
Charlotte Independence. So I followed them on Instagram just to kind of get a feel about where they play, when they play, their fixtures and stuff. See if I could catch a game while I'm over there. And yeah, they put out a team. Like they must have had a game a couple of weeks ago. They put out their starting 11, and I was just having a little flick through the team, see if there's any like 38-year-old ex-MLS players or something. Can I recognize anyone here? Don't expect to. Probably not. I had a flick through.
Is Clinton Dempsey still going?
Yeah, so I didn't recognize any of their names, so I kept scrolling. Then just as I scrolled, like something caught my eye, so I scrolled back. And playing in the number 10 position.
Legend.
Playing in the number 56 jersey.
Legend.
I seen the name Obertan.
Oh.
I was like, nah. You wouldn't play in the number.
Must have a younger brother.
You wouldn't play in the number. If it was Gabriel Obertan, you wouldn't play in the 56 shirt.
Where his age, that's right.
Playing in the number 10 role. So I had a look on Wikipedia and stuff. So I had to like find out. It fucking was.
It's only him.
It
only is the one and only.
35 years old, playing third-tier American football for Charlotte Independence.
I thought you were on 35.
Was he? I think he's 35. Yeah.
To be fair, he was.
It was quite young, wasn't he?
Didn't he?
Yeah. So I might go over to Charlotte next month and say Miggy and Gabby.
He's in that number 10 because he's just sitting there doing out.
Yeah, probably.
Just taking shots outside the box, straight over the ball.
Just as he did for Newcastle, did absolutely now.
Exactly. Lazy twats. But you could be seeing Overton and Almiron.
Yeah, but
two wingers.
With the Miggy thing, it could get done, and I know there's a lot of differences in valuation, and there's only 8 million potentially involved. For me, I probably wouldn't sell him for that. And I know we've been banging on about getting rid of him, but when we were supposedly rejecting 30 million bids from Saudi not to like 6 months ago, 8 million is a bit of a kick in the teeth. I think if we're going to get anything, I'd be reluctant to take anything less than 20, to be honest. But when you look at less than 10,
15, I would say.
Like, fucking hell, like that's shambles. That like, but
it is like.
I've done it. Like I follow Charlotte FC because I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. Obviously, going over to Charlotte where they play at the Carolina Panthers Stadium. Same ownership. The Carolina Panthers owner kind of brought in Charlotte FC. So he took over the team in 2017. This being the Panthers. And one of his mission statements was to bring an MLS expansion team to the MLS in Charlotte. And that's what he done. So they started playing in 2017. So it's the Panthers owner brought Charlotte FC to the MLS via the Carolina Panthers. And you say they haven't got money. He's the third richest owner in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he's a sole owner.
Well, give away 20 million then.
And he's a sole owner. The two richer teams are like consortiums or like ownership groups. So he's the richest individual owner in the NFL, ahead of Stan Kroenke.
No way.
The Arsenal owner.
He has definitely got money. He just doesn't want to spend on soccer.
But that's the thing. It's the MLS, and they do things a little bit differently over there because they've got like the European and American way of things. So they do have trades, and they've got a draft. So they do a draft, and they've got trades where you can trade your draft picks and you can trade your players, and they also have international roster spots and money allocation.
You've lost his
I don't understand it myself. I'm fucking waffling because I don't understand it. But yeah, I've seen this on the Charlotte FC Instagram page over the years that I've been following them. So it says, we've announced a trade with New York Red Bull, for example. Like we've traded this thing for international roster spot and player allocation money. So like, they don't really know what they want to do in the MLS. For me, it's so like because you can buy players, which in like the NFL and the NBA and the MLB you can't. Like, there's no such thing as like I'll give you £20 million for this player.
So like Pokemon,
it's trades, it's draft picks, and it's players. That's the only way that you can get people outside of free agency. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. So that is money to be spent. And something that I've also been following is that they've been going after a Feyenoord player, Dutch international.
fell through the day that I think.
Calvin Thingy.
Someone say.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I think he's just pulled out.
Doesn't fancy it.
Yeah, I think just at the last minute, the final hurdle, he's just had a second thought and thought, I've got an RETR. Like, obviously, he's Dutch. He's playing his home country finals. He's got Champions League football coming up. So he's like, nah, I don't really want to go. So that was meant to be an £8 million fee, and he's pulled out. So as I say, Charlotte has got money, and now they've got an extra $8 million that they're expected to spend on him. So they could come up. They've also been linked to Giovanni Lo Celso today. So they're trying to get some players in before this deadline, but with the Dutch player pulling out and their interest in Almiron being quite strong, they might have another $8 million to play with. So they might
Let's hope so.
So they might think, fuck it, let's just go and get Miggy, because I think he'd be a good signing for them. Obviously, being an MLS champion, coming from Atlanta, coming to Newcastle from Atlanta United. So yeah, I think that could be an interesting one to look out for. But I think there, like as Keith Downey put out yesterday, there's a lot of work to be done. I think we still do consider him a key player because we haven't bought a right winger. So technically, he is still our starting right winger. As much as that's it for a different podcast. That's another argument within itself. Like you can talk about that all day. But yeah, if they come up and give a serious offer, like you say, maybe it's about 15 million, could be enough to get it done.
Let's hope so. Like,
but it was not long left. I guess
only got
tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what the
left,
time difference is, but there might be maybe it's like 48 hours at most still on the MLS transfer deadline. So see how that pans out. But yeah, it's a strong option.
Jay in Atlanta, that's his name. I guess he is in Atlanta and called Jay. MLS financing is an absolute mess. It's a farce, I assure you. Yeah. It's all we got, but I do not recommend.
Yeah, it does seem meant. What's the one below? MLS transfer window. Oh, yeah. But yeah, like it's. I say, like, do one or the other. Keep American rules, keep trades and whatever, but then that prevents them from entering the European market. Yeah. And I know a lot of their transfers have been done via like free agency, like David Beckham and people like that, like people that's gone over there that haven't paid anything for them. But like you sold Almiron to Newcastle for about 24 million, I think it was in 2018. So you're getting money. So where's this money going? If you're going like down like the transfer route, like. It's a bit weird. Like America have their trade thing, and it works for them.
Some head on that, huh?
Nah, it's not a very good pull. That not get a job as a barman. No. Yeah, like America's like the MLS. Like they're trying to be American but European, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Well then, let's see what happens. Lots of activity going on in the last couple of weeks of the window, the last couple of days. If you're in America, so sort it out, please, Charlotte, and get Miggy back to the States. Wait and see. Let's go into the main topic of the podcast then, Keg. And we're going to touch on the title. Can Newcastle finally win a trophy this upcoming season? Before we get into our FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League winners. We know we're not winning that this year.
Yeah, that's not us.
That's a shame. Rules out that one.
Or any other European competition.
Let's get into our Premier League predictions. And let's go top 6 and bottom 3. Starting off with who's going to win the league.
It's boring and predictable, but it's just fucking Man City, isn't it?
It's just hard not to see that.
I know, it really is easy. But
Arsenal runners up twice in the year now. Twice in a row, sorry.
That's just how I would do it again. Like
do it again?
Yeah, for the third year in a row, boring as fuck. And like I don't want to end up like Germany where it's just Bayern Munich every year or PSG every year.
It's like 5 years in a row, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and that's just kind of the way we are. So I see that being the same. Like my prediction is City top, Arsenal second. Because I don't think Arsenal's really good enough to win the league. Like they're good and they've been pushing for the last couple of years. And I'd quite like to see them win it just because they're clearly the strongest competitor. And I fucking hate the idea of Man City winning it 5 years in a row. So I'd rather have anyone win the league but Man City just for a change. Like even I'd rather have Man United.
Whoa!
But just for a change. Just for a fucking change.
Just to mix it up, pick a mix. Yeah. Not me, like, City can win all day long to them twats.
It's a hard decision now because they're obviously got the record for the most Premier League wins. So it's not the best resolution, but it's all I've got, I'm afraid. But yeah, so I just see that being just the exact same way. I think City are too strong. But I don't know, like, Man City are weird to me because they're just so good, but I kind of see them on the cusp of like a transitional period.
Definitely are.
Because I think this is Guardiola's last year.
Yeah, I do as well.
And I think
especially these 115 charges that are going to get announced next month.
Yeah, I think they're also on the cusp of being right up in the tits. Champions League football ban, points deductions. I don't think Haaland will stay there very long.
No,
I think he'll go within the next 2 years. I think some of the others, like, yeah, I think... Yeah. So I think if Guardiola, Haaland leaves, I think Grealish should leave for personal reasons, not that he's made like a big impact on the team. But with points deductions, Champions League bans, like Juventus. Remember when Juventus got there? Like, I don't think that'll happen to Man City, but remember...
Sure, but it won't.
Yeah. So I think Man City's on the cusp of being a Juventus, mate. Like, I think things are on, like, or maybe it's about 2 years away, at least 2 years away from going absolutely fucking tits up.
Yeah, it's a big shout. Like, it could happen. It definitely could happen if they do throw the rule back at them. And it will be a transition when Guardiola leaves. Because, I mean, look at the managerial market out there. It's not like it's crying out for someone you think, well, he can take over.
Because he's never stayed there very long. Like, he conquered Barca. That was like his club. Like, he was a Barca boy, played there, done that, conquered it, thought, fuck this, I'll get to Bayern Munich, win that, conquer Germany, done that. Right, again, conquer England, won the Champions League, done everything. So he's been here a long time, isn't he? Like, how long has he been here? It must be over 6 years. 8 years? 8 years? Like, that's a lot. I didn't think he'd be here this long, but he's quite clearly conquered England. He's won everything multiple times over, including Man City's first ever Champions League. Like, what more you got to play for? So, yeah, I think this is his last year, definitely.
I do as well, because that charges are looming now. Serious will probably happen, but, you know, Edison nearly left us. He's now said he's staying the same with De Bruyne. Both of them were close to leaving. So I think they'll leave next year. I think Pep will leave, and then you say, you know, Haaland's there. But the thing is, as well, they've obviously just sold Julian Alvarez for big money.
Did they?
So Julian Alvarez went to Atletico Madrid for 81 million.
Did he? Where the fuck have I been?
Where's he been?
81 million. Woo! Jesus.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? So they've got an second strike. They played like Oscar Bob and that McAtee in the Charity Shield.
Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, that stinks. That.
So they've got some changes to be making if they spend that 80 million. This is the thing, right? We're doing these predictions because obviously it starts this weekend. It starts on Friday night, Man U Fulham. But you kind of have to do them again at the start of September when the window shuts, don't you? Because Man City might go and sign Bloody Osimhen to back up the Holland, and Man U could sign this. Newcastle could get Guehi and Bloody...
Man United's got two players almost through the door.
Exactly.
Delecting a lot of signings. The other one, can't remember who the other one is, but yeah.
Someone who begins with an M at right back.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich as well. The Moroccan.
Because they've sold...
Zuri or something.
Wan-Bissaka today. He's gone to West Ham, yeah.
7-year deal.
Seen that?
West Ham is 26, 27, isn't he?
I know. I seen that. I was like, what the fuck?
He's doing well there, and he's done well.
Nice shit.
West Ham, they made some good signings, to be fair. But yeah, I'll agree with you, Keg. Listen, I think Man City will win the league as well, and I think it'll be Arsenal in second.
Yeah, I've got that.
Third, you know, listen up, people. Third, I was actually tempted to put Newcastle. I was going to go big and put it, but I haven't. I've gone for Liverpool.
I did the same, but I was also with you I've done my full 20 prediction. It's kind of scattered a little bit. I didn't really put too much thought into it, but when I was going through like the top 8, I was kind of like creeping Newcastle up there because I think the other big 6 teams, they've got issues, you know. Like,
issues.
Like Liverpool, yeah, like it was the same top 3 as last year. City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I went the same, but yeah, no Klopp. Slot, Van Dijk, Salah getting older, a few changes. There's been a link. I don't know how true it was, but just before we came on here, I seen that Man City are going to offer big money for Luis Diaz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If that happens, that could fuck them up.
Grealish should be sick.
Well, yeah.
Can I get a game at left wing? I'll tell you what we'll do.
And they haven't made a signing. Not a big signing. I don't know if they've made any kind of little signings.
The only team in Europe that hasn't signed anyone.
So, yeah. I
think just signing Zuba-Mendi from Sociedad.
Yeah, he pulled out, yeah. So I think Liverpool could be in this shit, yeah, you know. So, like, back, like...
EGT, if you're watching, let me know.
Yeah, so back when Leicester won the Premier League, not taking anything away from Leicester, but they won it because everyone else was shit. Everyone had a major down year. Spurs, City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, everyone had a shit year. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Newcastle, but 2 years ago when we finished 4th and got Champions League, Liverpool was shit. Liverpool majorly slipped up. Chelsea and Spurs were shit, which opened the door for 4th. I could see the same thing happening again, you know. Whether we finish 3rd or 4th, I couldn't really give a shit, to be fair. Like, obviously, the higher, the better if we finish 3rd mint, but as long as we get top 4, then that's the main thing. So I could see that happening again, you know, just because I had no idea what Liverpool's going to be like this year. Spurs, I just don't fancy at all. I think they might have another year like a couple of years ago. Like, last year, they started well, and everyone thought, like, Postecoglou, he's the man, like James Maddison, it's all going well. Didn't really end up that way, did it? Like, I don't think Spurs are a good team.
Got Champions League now as well. Did they finish Champions League or 5th?
Nah, they didn't
got
finish.
European football, haven't they?
No, Villa finished 4th.
So they've got European
football. Chelsea somehow managed to sneak into European football, but I think Chelsea's an absolute train wreck. Again, 10 signings this summer. New manager from the fucking Championship.
Conor Gallagher was in his picture in Atletico Madrid shit. Now he's fine back because it's fell through.
Did it? So I didn't say that either.
Fine back now.
I've got any news on Atletico Madrid apparently.
That's a centre of all transfer activity.
I think Chelsea's just a train wreck that's been. I don't want to say waiting to happen. That has been happening for the past couple of years. Then somehow managing to finish ahead of us last season, just some divine miracle. I mean, how the fuck that happened?
And then still
sack the manager. Yeah. So yeah, I just think Liverpool, Chelsea, and Spurs are just. I have no idea what they're going to do. And Villa could do it the same as what we did. They've got Champions League football. They've got a lot of shit they've got to do this year. Mm-hmm. They've got a big schedule. They're going to be the 4th seed, so it could end up in a group of death just like we did.
Hopefully they get our luck.
And they'll find out just how tough it is. Any fucking Villa fans watching that laughed at us last year, like, find out, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So,
Real Madrid.
I think that top 4 could be bust wide open, Like, we could easily quite slide in 3rd, 4th, 5th, maybe anywhere like that. So I think it's wide open. After the top 2, I think Chelsea and Arsenal.
Top 2 is nailed in it.
Yeah. But yeah, I put Liverpool 3rd. And I was wanting to put Newcastle 4th. I think I did. I think I changed it up. So yeah, I think I've got Newcastle finishing 4th.
I'm tempted actually to go Newcastle 3rd now that we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what slots we're going to bring.
You could finish 2nd, could finish 3rd easily.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go Newcastle 3rd, Liverpool
if we
4th.
Sign people.
Yeah.
If we get Guehi and a right winger in, then we'll do it.
And if we don't, then it'll probably be 5th or 6th, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 4th. It depends. But it all depends. Put it this way: if we can keep Gordon, Bruno, and Isaac fit, I'll see what we'll easily get. Well, not easily, but we will be definitely in about 4th.
Once Botman comes back mid-season,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we keep Nick Pope, because he was a huge loss last year. I mean, look at the goals conceded. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go my top 4: City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool. There you go. Newcastle in 3rd, up the mags, and then 5th. I'll go Man United because I have signed quite a few good players, even though you never know Ten Hag get sacked by December.
Yeah, they're another one that's
it's really hard.
It really is this year.
It's Premier League just wrote itself, didn't it? Now it's like it's all the shot finish anyway.
Man United's another team that we didn't really mention. Like they kind of struggled in the early parts of the transfer window, got loads of bodies through, but good players. Like who the fuck's Zirkzee?
Jonathan Zirkzee. He was in the Dutch squad at the Euros. Young forward doesn't. He gave an interview. They said, "What's his thing?" He was like, "Well, scoring goals and assists not really my thing." Like, and they're saying him as a forward. He's like, "I'm like a 9.5. So I'm a false 9.5." And everyone,
he's just making up words. Yeah.
Everyone's like, "See, beat Amsterdam. He's on the old cannabis."
I think other than De Ligt, like none of their signings really stand out for me. And even he lost his place to fucking Eric Dyer last year.
I think that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
I think that Lenny Euro will be a good signing, but he's in jail for 3 months.
He's young and I don't really know a lot about him. So yeah, Man United don't really excite you this year.
No, I don't. I think fifth's totally for grabs as well because we're talking about Chelsea now, all their players, but they did just sign Neto, who's a great player.
Yeah.
They've got loads of players if they can keep them fit.
You can't write off Villa.
3 has been doing well in pre-season. I've been hearing from Matisse, Chelsea YouTuber. They've had Romeo Lavia. You forget that they signed him because he played last year, injured and stuff. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. That's something you'd feel free on paper. They just haven't really
on paper, absolutely. An expensive one. Very
expensive one, aye. So listen, it's out of the shop, but I'll go Man U 5th, and then I'll go Spurs 6th. If Solanke 65 million, can he get the goals?
That's a good point. It really is.
I'll go that because I think Villa will finish just outside of it because of European football. And I think Chelsea are just too much of a mess. That they kind of get things going. They'll probably have about 3 managers again all season. Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, so I wrote mine up before. So I've got City, Arsenal. I'll probably still put Liverpool in 3rd, even though I've really got no clue. Newcastle 4th, Chelsea 5th. Like as you mentioned, they've got Solanke, so they've got a decent goal scorer now. As long as kind of things fit together with them, I'm not sure. Chelsea, if they pull that shit together late on as they did last year, 6th. Man United 7th. That could change that around. Man United might finish higher. I've got Villa finishing in 8th. because of Champions League football, strictly that. But I think West Ham could be an underdog in that because they've made a lot of signings, and they don't have European football. That's a positive for that. So, and a decent manager.
Yeah, very good manager.
Yeah, I think West Ham could be the underdogs this year.
If they keep Bowen now, they've got Bowen, Kudos, Somerville now. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what Paqueta's crack is. Can he play out the gambling thing or what?
So far until proven.
So with him there as well, then they've got Todibo, who they've signed.
Wan-Bissaka.
They've made some good signings. Fulkrug as a striker was good for Germany.
Is this Fulkrug?
From Dortmund, aye.
What the fuck does that mean?
He's transfer news and got no occasions on. Call the transfer centre.
That's a mint signing. That's a really fucking good signing.
He's like 30, 31, but still a few years to do a job, you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, West Ham really underdog, so could easily break in that top 7.
I think so.
Whereabouts, I've no idea. Maybe he's on the cusp of 7th, but touching Conference League, Europa League. Yeah, I think they can get that, definitely.
I really think so. Yeah. Really think so. And I also will tip, I think Fulham could have a good season. Marco Silva, I think he's a good manager, plays good football, and they made some decent signings, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think Smith Rowe could be a really good buy for them if he can stay fit.
Yeah.
That Santiago Muñez, not him, he's from the Ball movie. The other one, Muñez, who had a great season last year. Who else have they got? Who else have they signed? They've signed someone else. Obviously, they're trying to sign Joachim Anderson. They've signed a couple of players. They're still on the lookout for more. And,
Lost Tossen,
aye. But if they get Anderson instead of Tossen, it's an upgrade, kind of. So, bottom 3 though, Keg. Who's getting relegated?
You know it is. I've done my full 20 predictions. I think I've got Fulham in 12th, which may be a little bit harsh. I think they could sneak into that top 10. But from 13 downwards, I think anyone can get relegated. I think the newly promoted teams, I think every year you look at them to struggle. I think Ipswich particularly, they haven't really got the experience or potential financial backing that Leicester and Southampton have.
Yeah.
I think Ipswich will struggle as much as out of them 3. I'd like to see do well because I always root for the underdog, and I think Ipswich are massive underdogs. I think they'll have a really hard time staying in the league, similar to Luton. Brentford was shit last year, finished 17th. I'm really surprised Ivan Toney's still there. And Mbeumo.
Yeah.
Still 3 weeks after the transfer window. If any of them go, I reckon they could be in real big danger. Wolves, again, I don't rate Wolves. I think Wolves are in big danger. Bournemouth, I'm quite surprised survived last year. Done really well, to be fair.
Managers look decently that Areola.
Yeah, so Bournemouth are unsure. Maybe it could be that team that could finish as 11th, 12th, 13th. Everton are always...
Solanke, though. He scored a lot of their goals.
Very good points, lost their main striker. Everton, they've always been in danger. Yeah. Could get into that points deduction. Same with Forest. Forest survived by the skin of their teeth. I know they got 4 points. It wasn't major, but Forest being a bit shit.
Deichmaster, though, you'll keep that.
And then you got Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich. So, but between Brentford, Wolves, Bournemouth, Everton, Forest, Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, I think that's 8 teams there that are in serious danger.
I do. I've got Southampton, Leicester go straight back down. Even though Southampton, a couple of good... still not good enough. Leicester go down, and then I think Ipswich will survive.
I hope so.
I think their manager McKenna, very high rated, linked with Man U, Chelsea, England. Yeah. I think they'll do a Luton, but just do a little bit extra. Enough, yeah. Luton were close to be
17th, not bad. Yeah.
So I think Ipswich will just do it. 17th, I think 18th. At the minute, I'm kind of feeling Bournemouth, but I'm not sure where the goal's going to come from. But they've got 65 million to spend, so
they're going to have a busy 3 weeks.
Exactly. Spend that money. They get someone decent in.
You need to replace Lloyd Kelly,
I need to replace Big Lloyd, But I think now looking at that table, what you had there, I think Wolves, I might swap. I might put Wolves to get relegated. Wolves 18th, Leicester 19th, Southampton 20th. Forest could definitely be in trouble as well. But they've got enough quality. But I think Nuno, they'll chop and change the manager probably. I'm going to go Wolves, mate. I'm going to go Wolves to get relegated. I
Wolves,
just think
Southampton, Leicester.
They've sold Neto. I don't know who they've bought of anyone, so I might.
But then again, they've got a lot of money. They've got money to never play around with.
Yeah, true.
They'll probably spend it on a fucking 18-year-old Portuguese player from Sporting Lisbon that no one's ever heard of. They'll score 1 goal in 34 games.
Literally. But it's really hard to call that down. But that's what I'm going for anyway. Let's move on, Keg, to the most important part of the podcast. With 5 minutes to go, Newcastle finally win a trophy? If so, which one? Or another year goes by?
It's hard to say. Obviously, what's the void now? What 60?
55 years
55?
domestic. In 55 years since the Fairs Cup, I think European one.
Yeah,
68, 69 since the FA Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. And I think not having Champions League football is a good thing. I mean, we've come very, very close. Like last year, we went far in
2 quarterfinals
in both FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Final in the Carabao Cup last year. The year before last, sorry. I think we got quite far in the FA Cup and all, didn't we? To get to the quarters.
When's that?
2 seasons ago.
2 years ago.
I think we did all right, didn't I? Can't remember how far it went. Yeah.
I think maybe in quarters again.
Quarters isn't bad. Like,
it's not bad. You just get knocked out the third round.
I was going to say, like, historically, like under like Rafa and stuff, because you always used to play the fucking under 10s, and like we're historically getting knocked out like third round of the Carabao FA Cup every round. Carabao Cup maybe it's the fourth round. Like, we just don't have a good. All I ever said that we wanted is a good cup run,
right?
And now we get good cup runs. Like quarterfinals is fine. We're not used to quarterfinals.
I remember that quarters was against Man City.
Yeah.
The FA Cup last year.
In COVID times.
Quarters was Chelsea away. Trippier's last second mistake. Penalty shootout.
Aye. So it could be a good year though. And as we've just mentioned, like them key teams, like you'd probably predict Man City to win fucking all of them.
Yeah.
But as the ones that we've just mentioned, the other big threats, the big 6 teams, like Spurs, Arsenal, maybe not Arsenal, but Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, like they've got problems, and they've got all got European football. Villa's got European football, so I don't know. This year could be the year. Like whichever one it is, I don't really give a fuck. If I was to prefer one, I'd definitely say FA Cup over Carabao. Definitely. But as long as we win a cup, I couldn't give a shit.
I do not care at all. I'm going to say. Optimistically, I'll be positive. I'm going to say this is the year.
Oh yeah,
I think we will get back to Wembley at least, and I think it will be,
or at least a semi
in the FA Cup. I think we'll at least get back to Wembley as a semi-finalist in the FA Cup. But I will say, I'll be optimistic. We're going to win the FA Cup. There we go. I'll go for the big one.
Absolutely love it.
I'll go for the big
scenes.
One. Absolutely
mental scenes.
It'd be great to win the FA Cup because all the haters and the rival fans and the trolls would say, how to win the Carabao Cup 2 years ago now. They would have said, it's Mickey Mouse Cup, innit? No one cares about
it. Of course.
So if you win the FA Cup, you can't say no about that.
Yeah, definitely.
But
to be fair, they probably would.
They still would.
It's
not what it used to be.
It's a Mickey Mouse Cup when Newcastle win it.
Aye.
Not what it used to be. No one cares about the FA Cup anymore. Nah. Yeah. But when like Man United or Man City or whatever win the Carabao Cup, I made sure of that.
I'm going to go Newcastle in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. I'm going to go different. Probably won't be Man City, but I'll go
West Ham.
Good shout.
West Ham?
Yeah. I'm going to go for a Spurs-Liverpool final.
Ooh.
And one of them will win it.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably Liverpool. The Spurs love bottling trophies as well. But they've been in a few Carabao Cup finals, haven't they?
Yeah.
So Newcastle.
That could be a good thing in terms of the league, though. Like, say, like Liverpool go all the way to the Carabao Cup final, or FA Cup final, whichever one. Like, that could be like maybe too many eggs in their busy basket.
Ooh, busy basket you got there.
Champions League football, a long cup run with a lot of uncertainties with a new manager, new signings, older players. If they lose one of the key players like Luis Diaz, yeah, that could bode well for us in the league.
No, definitely good.
Could definitely finish third.
Champions League, Real Madrid next.
Yeah.
Big point.
It's going to be one of them big ones. Yeah, Real Madrid is absolutely class. Yeah.
Can't see anyone else do it. Bayern Munich, Juventus, nah. Right then, lastly, Southampton this weekend, Keg. Premier League football is back.
Yep.
St James's Park, 3:00. Newly promoted side Southampton. Adam Armstrong back in the tune. Ryan Fraser, not quite yet. Still hasn't sorted his move out. Might do by the end of the week. Probably not. What do we reckon? Just a quick one since we're an hour in.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be a good game. Newly promoted side. Always got to take them seriously.
Because they'll be full of confidence as well.
You fancy it, and I think we've done that. Was it 2 seasons ago when Forest first came up? Like, we never really knew how that went. It was a 2-0 home win.
That'll do.
And then last year, I was really worried about that Villa game because Villa ended the season before last really, really well with Unai Emery coming in. Great signings like Musa Sissoko. What's it called?
Musa Diaby.
Diaby, that's the one, yeah.
Not Sissoko. Legend.
Yeah.
Charlotte now.
Aye, might do, eh? Charlotte Independence.
Number 67.
Yeah, Musa Diaby, Yuri Tielemans, I think there have been some really good signings. I was worried about that game, but we absolutely smashed it. Tonali. Yeah, fucking such a good game. So yeah, I think this should be a statement game. Maybe it's another 5-1. Even if it's a 2-0 like Forest, I'd take that. But win regardless, whatever the score. But yeah, I think we need to make a big statement. Get that win. Make it a reasonable one. At least 2-0. Maybe there's a couple more. But I was trying to look at Southampton's team today. They've made some decent signings, to be fair, and they've got some good loanees coming back to them as well, like Carlos Alcaraz, Bola Ketchup.
Oh, Bola Ketchup.
He's coming back. And then Bertrand Diaz, your guy. So yeah, they're not a team to be underestimated. Like, it's a newly promoted team, first game back. They're going to want to hit the ground running. So yeah, don't take them lightly. But yeah, I'm confident.
He's going to score. Bertrand Diaz will score.
5-1.
3-1.
3-1. I'll take that.
I'll definitely take that.
Nice win, 3 goals.
I'll tell you what, I'll do a more in-depth preview on Friday before the game, but I think it's always a bit tricky and nervous when you play a newly promoted side first couple of games of the season, because they will have confidence from winning. They've won the Championship playoff final. It's when they start getting battered every week come November, they're starting to hide away and then realise how hard the Prem is. But listen, in front of our crowd, first game back of the season, 3 o'clock kick-off. Yeah, should get the job done quite comfortably. 3-1 Newcastle.
Yep.
There we go, people. Thank you for tuning in to this week's podcast. Sorry about that. I've been bloated. I've been ill this podcast now. I've had a dodgy shawarma wrap before. I'm not going to name and shame the place I went to. That wouldn't be nice. But honestly, I'm bloated as hell. I need a bit. I need the toilet. I need my bed. So on that note, good night. Enjoy yourselves.